There are lots of different tools that can help you with citation chaining to find relevant articles that help you answer your research question. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 of them. Let's say that I'm studying the broad topic of film or forensic science, or maybe I'm just a budding murder mystery writer. My research is focused particularly on bar fights. Specifically, though, I'm interested in the interaction between the human skull and beer bottles. So I can go to Quick Search and do a quick advanced search looking at the title field for the phrases beer bottles and human skull. I do find an article that's relevant to my research question, but as you can see, there's only one of them. So let's use citation chaining to find additional articles that are relevant to my research. When I click into the detailed record for this article, I can see that the library doesn't have access to the full text, but that I can request it through interlibrary loan. If I scroll down to the bottom of this record, here are the 2 buttons that will help me with my citation chaining forward and backward in time. Let's start by going backward, meaning I'm going to look at the sources that this paper cited in its reference section. Or to put it another way, I'm going to look at what the article used for its evidence to support its thesis. Through that link, I found another article that's relevant to my research question. Now, I could look at the detailed record for this item and use the citation chaining button on the record to go backward and forward within this one. But for now, I'm going to go back to my seed article and try citation chaining forward in time, meaning I'm going to look at the papers that have cited my seed article. Back here in my seed article, I'm going to click this red button to citation chain forward. And now I've got a list of 8 results that cited my original seed article. When you go forward with citation chaining, not all of your articles will be directly related to your research, but a few of these do look very promising, including the head and skull injury potential of an empty half-liter beer glass bottle versus a 1/3-liter Coke bottle, skull fractures by glass bottles tested on cadaveric heads, and the injury potential of 1-liter beer steins. There are a couple of other tools that you can use for citation chaining, and those include Google Scholar and Semantic Scholar. To use citation chaining with Google Scholar, just look up your seed article. Once you find it, you can see down here on this button, that's how you create the citation for it to use in your paper. But right here is how you can citation chain forward in time to see the 32 articles that cited this paper in their references section. Now, in order to citation chain backward in Google, I have to go to the full text of the article. Google doesn't have a tool that allows you to citation chain backward. To do that, we'll go back. And here's the link to the full text that Google Scholar provides. So here's the full text of my article, and to use citation chaining by hand, I'm going to scroll all the way to the end of the article where they list their references. In order to citation chain backward by hand, I would take the title of these articles from the citation and paste them into Google Scholar and see what I could get from the results of that search. Now, if you don't want to do it by hand, the last tool that you could use is called Semantic Scholar. Semantic Scholar is free, but you do need to create an account if you want to save items to your library. Right now I've created my account and I've already logged in, and so I can do a search for my title of my seed article. Again, here's my seed article, and you might notice that Semantic Scholar only found 17 sources where this article was cited. Different tools have different counts, and it will just depend on which databases they're searching. So that's why it is useful to use multiple tools to do your citation chaining forward and backward. The backward is going to be more consistent because it's always going to be limited to the resources that are listed in the references area. But citation chaining forward can have different counts because different tools utilize different databases. Clicking into my record, Semantic Scholar has this bar right along here underneath my title that has 3 different areas that are useful to me. So 17 citations is the citation chaining forward, meaning the papers that have cited my seed paper. The 3 references are the links to the papers that are within my paper, so what my paper used as evidence for its thesis. And then related papers are not directly cited or cited by, but they're related in a way that the algorithm thinks is useful. If we click on this area, it will bring you to the list, and you can see here the different numbers of times that this article has been cited. If you want to go to those articles and continue your chaining down the way, you just simply click on those, and then now you're in the 7 citations for that other article that you got from your seed article. Some of these results in Semantic Scholar are really interesting because they can give you the excerpt, like this one, where it will show you within the text of this article what they were talking about and how they were mentioning it. You can also see some of this information if you scroll back to the top and you look at how they're breaking down some of these citations. Semantic Scholar has identified 2 where the citation was for, it was related to the results, and then 6 where it was related to background information. And that's how you can use 3 different tools to use citation chaining to find additional resources to answer your research question.